So I was just at the gym and I had a really interesting conversation with this kid. He was probably like 16 or 17. And I could tell that he was like off. Like he probably like smoked something. I was kind of just talking to bro because like he seemed like he had a good head on his shoulder. Like we've had certain conversations before. And I was just like, yo bro, like you chopped right now? He was like, yeah, like ha ha ha. And I was just like, here's my thing. I used to be like that. I used to smoke, drink, I used to chase the serotonin. And one of the main things that I discovered is that I wasn't chasing serotonin, I was running from, not depression, but depressing feelings. And I feel like these depressing feelings that we run from by chasing serotonin are caused by our subconscious understanding that as young men, we are failing. Not every young man is failing, but the ones that are in this category of young guys who are maybe trying to get into the gym, but they keep coming in and coming out and smoking weed every day, and they don't got a job, but they're not trying to get a job, and they're not trying to learn a skill, but they kind of want to learn about crypto, but they never got the chance to do it because X, Y, Z. If I could go back in time and tell myself one thing, it would be this, and you don't have to listen. For 90 days, I want you to stop smoking weed, and I want you to stop drinking, and I want you to watch 100 videos, 3 videos a day that are 20 minutes long on crypto, stocks, and real estate. I want you to understand these 3 things, and then I want you to teach yourself about banks, and I want you to teach yourself about interest, compounding, and debt-related interest. Because I wasted so much time chasing things that did not matter at all in order to avoid those feelings at night of what am I gonna do in my life? I feel like a failure, I don't know why everyone around me is slowly starting to look at me differently. It is because that the older we get, the more that we grow. But the more that you stay in the same position, the quicker you will be judged. It's definitely hard being a young guy, especially with technology and everything now, because you see 17-year-olds driving around in Lambos and Ferraris because they did a couple dances on TikTok, or they worked really, really hard and did power washing and they just got a really good stroke of luck with a crypto coin, but now they're using that to fuel their business. And you realize it's because they started learning this stuff when they were very, very young. And they had a better support system. They had parents and fathers and uncles who helped them get into that kind of stuff early. But if you don't have this, the great thing about the internet is that instead of watching dudes like Aiden Ross, nothing against him, it's just like you don't learn anything from him. Instead of watching dudes like Kai Cenat, again, nothing wrong with bro, it's just he doesn't bring you any knowledge. If you started watching dudes like Bedros Keuilian, Alex Hormozi, they might cancel me for this, but like Andrew Tate to a degree, because he does help you understand what it means to be a man, but you need to take certain things he says with a grain of salt. He's definitely satirical at times, and I feel like a lot of guys try and take everything he says very seriously. So be careful when you listen to Top G, because a lot of guys don't understand that some of the things that he says are 100% satirical. And the reason why you want to listen to these guys is because they're giving you great knowledge and they're giving you great information on how to influence people, but also influence yourself. When you learn how to influence yourself and direct yourself in the right direction, you realize that not all successes are matters of addition, of adding things into your life, but subtracting them from your life. And that's a lesson that I learned from Layla Hormozi, which is Alex Hormozi's wife. So you can say that it's a network of people that I'm in, but it's not. It's just the social network. It is the online media platforms that people can put their knowledge onto, and your responsibility is to listen to the ones that profit you, that are in favor of you. If you truly sit down and listen, I believe every person in America can make a significant amount of money, anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 a year, if they just sat down in front of a laptop and looked up, how do I make money? Different ways to make money. And they just sat down for 100 days. They would find 3 or 4 things that they could have an affinity with and grow with that. And a lot of young guys out here would just like waste their time chasing girls, chasing highs, making people laugh that truly are just laughing at you. But if you just took a moment to take a step back and look at the broader perspective of things, you would realize, okay, I had to chase this girl because I don't have what it takes for her to chase me. Because most times, 9 times out of 10, when you're a guy who's 17 and you're messing with this girl who's also 17, and you grow up and you start to mature and level up, you start to realize, dude, I could have had that girl doing just what I'm doing right now. And she would have seen what I was doing, I would talk about it once or twice, and she would automatically have a degree of respect for me. Whereas if you walk up to this girl and she's like, so what do you do with your day? And you're just like, oh, just chill, hang with the guys, play PS4, you know? Like you're boring her. And I feel like sometimes I can be boring to a degree of, you know, I just work. Gym, eat, work. And that is why a lot of my relationships have not worked, because girls do not understand that my life is work, comma, and that's okay. You want to build yourself to be a guy where you find a woman who respects and understands that your work is your work and you're building something that is for 10 years ahead, not 5 years ahead or 2 years ahead. She understands that you are looking at a broader picture of, if I do X times 10 years, I will not have to work again for the rest of my life. Objectively, of course. And those are the women that you want to chase. You don't want to chase the woman that you have to wear all these nice clothes and put on this fake bravado in order to impress. Because what ends up happening is, if it's all fake, eventually she's going to realize that, and eventually she's going to look at you and say, well, who is this guy in front of me? And then she ends up breaking up with you, and then you end up doing all this over again. But why didn't you just keep it that way? If you were truly the guy that was shaving your face like every 3 days and wearing the nice colognes and getting your hair cut every week, making sure you look good, smell good, feel good, train well, why would you stop doing that after you got the girl? Like, that is the dumbest thing to me. You find a girl because you're doing these things, and then you stop doing them once you get the girl. You're just setting yourself back, and then once your girl leaves you and goes back out into the marketplace, you are now less than what you were when you left the marketplace. So my best advice is tap into yourself and find yourself before you let girls find you.